This is a requested video. This does not replace this Friday's video, which is very cool, so make sure you watch for that. Welcome back to my computer screen, and if you watched a video I had about a week ago, you saw this screen. This is Woodturner Pro. I showed various softwares that I use to create segmented turning mostly. You can use it for other than segmented turning, but it's designed for segmented turning. In the comments I was asked, could I show more about Woodturner Pro and the basics of it. That's what I'll do today, and I'm going to show you that it's very simple to use and create your very first segmented turning without too much effort putting into the software. You don't have a lot to learn here. It's just pretty much as easy as it gets. But at the end of this portion, I will put something in that's just a little more advanced that will allow you to change the shape that you create if you so desired. This is going to be somewhat of a straight wall bowl, which I recommend if you were doing your first segmented bowl. Don't put a lot of shape into it. Just get used to cutting segments, gluing them together, and then turning them. And they will be very beautiful, no matter if the walls are straight or whether they have curves. So by default, the program comes with a base set up. It's a 1/2 inch thick and it's 4 inches in diameter. What's that? What's that? I don't do English dimensions. Oh, well, I got a surprise for all of my friends that live across the pond. You go over to this gear icon and you click metric. It's got some strange numbers in here. I don't know what the heck those are. 13 millimeters, 102. Anyways, I'm just kidding, guys. I've had to use metrics before at work, and I'm kind of used to them, but I'm more used to the imperial dimensions because of my age, and because I've been using it so long, basically. I'm going to go back to the English because I speak better imperial dimensions than I do metric. Again, by default, it's 4 inches in diameter. You can change this if you want. I'm not going to change it. I'm going to make this pretty simple. So this is called a disc. That disc is a disc. There's no segments there. It's just a disc. So my next row will be a segmented row, and by default it's 12 segments, and the board is 3/4 of an inch thick, and it's 4 inches in diameter. I'm going to leave it at default. But in order to create something with a shape rather than just make a cone, I do need to change this. So I go up to the outside diameter, and I'm going to make that 4.75, which is 4 3/4. But you know what? This program, I could just go 4 space 3/4. I'd get the same thing. So you can do it either way. Alright, I've got one ring set up. It's 3/4 inch thick. I've stepped it over that much. So that's stepped over 3/8 in the radius. I'm going to add another ring, another ring, another ring, and one more ring. We pretty much have segments we could cut and make a bowl that pretty much looks like that. And it's sort of going to have straight lines on it, but you could put a little curve in it. And you've got this much to work with. That's pretty thick. I don't usually glue my segments up that thick, but I think for your first one, maybe you'd want to. And if you wanted to change this base, you could go in there and change that to 3/4. And you can convert that to metric real easy. So now we have this, right? So that's pretty cool. Maybe it's a little plain looking, but with the right wood, that would actually look nice. You want to dress it up. There's 12 segments per ring. What I'm going to do now, you want to change, because I'm going to make this easy, you want to change this number to 6. That means the color repeats 6 times in each ring. If I go down to this base and click that first segment, hold the control key down, click the next one, you're just stair stepping up. If you don't know which one to do, you just look at it like a set of stairs, and I think that should do it. So right click on one of these that's highlighted and pick the wood you like. One of my favorite woods is Padouk, even though they don't know how to spell Padouk. P-O-D-O-U-K. Well, anyways, there it is. Look at that. We now have a beautiful looking bowl, and I guarantee you that will be beautiful. The only thing I don't like about it is I don't like that base, that color. So I can click on it, and on this side is where you do the solid pieces. That's set up as ash. We're going to open this up, and for me, I like using the kind of the prominent type of wood over here for the base. So I'm going to use Padouk, but you don't have to. You could use Wenge or walnut, your choice. It's in the menu. We have just created a segmented bowl. That easy. So do you want to make something just a little different looking? I was going to say cooler, but they're all pretty cool. So we're going to go next row. We're going to do this again. And you know what? The problem when you do this, and I never change this. I don't change the colors until I'm through with the design. So you know what? I'm just going to do a new design. And so that's at a 1/2 inch. We're going to change that back to 3/4. The only thing that I've noticed is I tried to undo this one, and everything doesn't undo in here, but just don't make mistakes and you'll be okay. Alright, so we're going to do another ring. I'm going to step it up, but this time I want to make this a 1/2 inch. So we're going to make it a 1/2 inch, and you know what? You already saw sort of a medium slope. We're going to make this a little bit longer. There's more than one way to make that. I can change that dimension, which I made 4 3/4. I can just hold the left arrow key and I can make it bigger, and I can watch that number. That's at 4 3/4. We're making something different this time. Let's go to 5 inches. That should be pretty cool. Alright, we're going to stick with 12 segments for now and add another row. Now look how much steeper that is. Okay, so we've just done that. We've done this, and you can find all your dimensions in that sheet there. Everything you ever wanted to know is right here, and you can look at it individually. There's the length of the segment, and this is what the ring looks like, and that's the outside of the turning. So if you want to go a little bit farther, but I don't recommend it for your first one, but if you wanted to, highlight all of them and change 24 segments to something else. Let's go 18. And if you want to know, one of my favorite configurations for a segmented bowl is 18 per row. There's something about it I really like. So again, you come up to this data sheet here, and all the dimensions are right there. You can print it up and go out to the shop and do it. You can look at each segment individually. You can look at the rings. You can look at the bowl. And while we're here, we're at 18, and you know that still can divide by many numbers. Anything that will divide into it evenly. 6 is always a good number. Let's go with 6. So I'm going to go with this row. This one, we're stair stepping up like so. What's my favorite wood? Padouk. It's actually my wife's favorite. And to add something else, we can have 3 different types in this. And I like walnut. So we have walnut, and this is ash. And for this bowl, I actually like maple. Let's see, there's maple. Okay, that doesn't look much different, but real maple does. And let's change this. And we go over here again, we'll change that. And let's change that to something really drastic. Let's go Wingay. There. Okay, there is a bowl right there. Here's the cross section. That's what each piece looks like. You want to look at each piece, you go to this row, you can look at each piece. You can also look at that ring. That's what that ring looks like when it's glued up. If it doesn't look like that, it means the pieces aren't in order. So that's pretty simple, right? Hello, Dinky. That's the basics. Let me see if I forgot anything. Nope, I did it all. The next section will be a little more advanced, and even if you're happy with what you just saw, the basics, which is really a good way to get started, please watch to the end, because this is how YouTube rates the videos and how they promote them. So I'm going to change this whole shape here. Trust me, it'd be really hard to fit much of a curve in here, right? Because I've got this corner and this corner is creating a straight line. So forget about that shape for this second here. I want to get rid of that because I already created it. So over here, the other thing is I want to look at what I have again and keep this in my head. That's kind of going down like that. And I probably picked the wrong one to do this with, but we're going to stick with it. I'm going to go back here, and again, I got a short memory. All right, that's 4 inches. Okay, I think we can do this now. So I'm going to just kind of guesstimate what we're doing. And I don't like drawing from left to right on these with this program, but it works. So we're going to go, I'm going to make something a little bit, I can just put dots where I think I like them, right? There's no rules here. Oh, I think I'm liking this. What do you think? That look pretty cool? Let's call that good. And we'll come down here and create an inside wall. I gotta admit, I'm having a lot of fun. I got no sketch. Like I showed you on the other video, I had a picture that I imported in here, which you can do with this software, but you can also freehand a sketch. And I think I'm actually better making sketches with this than I am with a pencil. I'm not that good of an artist. And then I got to go over here and close this. So I hold a tip over it and close the spine, and there we have it. Cool looking shape right there. And there's a bump right here. We could take that out just by doing this. This program right here is called 3D Design Pro, and it's a free download that comes along with Woodturner Pro. So as long as you have Woodturner Pro open, and that's that icon right there, I go over here and it looks kind of like a globe. Click on it. It just brought that shape into here, and we're just going to go with default. And now this is the fun part. Over here where it says profile snap, snap it, and all that just fit perfect. Wow, I didn't do bad at all. So what does that look like? It looks like that. I don't worry about the fact that that's over on the height a little bit. That's okay. So now you have all the information you need for that. But before you do it, you're going to want to go in here and you can say, well, he didn't do a very good design on wall thickness there. So you want to just tweak this around and make sure it isn't too thin. And there's absolutely no reason why that should not be up here. You're going to bring it. You got to be careful as if you miss your spot, you got to go back and click that again. All right, there. And that's too thin. And I say it's too thin for glue up. You can decide later on if you want to cut more off. So we go back to the snap. Let's do it over here in this window. Snap. All right, there's our segments. And I don't have to stick with that. I don't, yeah, I can go up here. That's as high as I can go, though. You cannot go past your original drawing. So there. And you can glue it up to this and still just kind of, you're going to be kind of doing a lot of freehanding anyways on this. So it's not a big deal. And that is that way because I have something sticking up. So if you want to get rid of that, because you don't want that in there, get this below it like this, then snap it again. There. Okay, so now those are the segments sitting on the base, and we should be back to that same thing right there. So that is a bowl that you have made. It's kind of a supercharged segmented bowl, actually, compared to the one that was a straight wall. But if you want to keep it simple, don't go to this one first. Make the one with the straight walls. Play with the software. I'm not involved with this company whatsoever. I purchase it from them through email correspondence. This is all I've ever done, and that's been many years ago. And I do know, and I did the same thing. I tried it out for 30 days to see if I really wanted to use it. You know how long it took before I purchased it? About an hour. I knew that I would like this. So that's all I got to say about this. I think it is great software, and I just wanted to show this because I've been asked to do it. So I hope you enjoyed this, and make sure you look forward to this coming Friday because I've got something really cool turned. I do mostly wood turning videos, but if you like this type of content, let me know. You can do that a couple ways. Give it a thumbs up. Also, leave a comment. Tell me if you like this type of video. Tell me if you don't like this type of video. Tell me what else you would like to see. Also, if you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. I would really appreciate that. And for all you current subscribers, I cannot thank you enough. You are truly appreciated. So, till the next time, I'll see you later.